And here we are, the last stitch of this scarf. It's been 5 days. Today is the 5th day, and the scarf is finally done. I've had to change location. So here is the finished scarf. What is remaining is putting the fringes, or the fringes, those things that hang at the end. And as I cut them, I want us to talk about the scarf. Let's talk about the making of this scarf. So this particular design, if you follow me on my Instagram, you know that this design is already done before and it has a name. I call it Chui design. However, I made a little change in the stitches. We're going to start first thing first. What did I use? The tools of trade. I used seal yarn, the beige color and the dark brown color. The needle size that I've used for this scarf is a size 5 millimeters. Now, for the seal yarn, I've always used a size 5 millimeters needle. Seal yarn does not give you the needle size recommendation, but it's chunky and 5 has worked perfectly for me. You could try a 4.5. I did try a 4.5, but it gives you a tighter gauge and a tighter fabric at the end of the day. So it also depends on what you want to make and how you want it to look like. What kind of fabric do you want when you do the knitting or the crochet? Because even for the crochet, I use a size 5, but crochet I've used a 4 and it worked very well. Yeah, that's true. I wanted to touch on the needles that I used. These needles are the long ones, and so they are kind of limiting when you're knitting because they need space. So if you're going to be knitting maybe in a vehicle, maybe you're traveling and you're a passenger and you can knit and then someone is sitting next to you, these ones will be cumbersome. If you're going to be knitting in a squeezed space, whatever that space is, you don't have enough room next to you or around you, these are going to be difficult. So for the scarf, buy the short ones. The reason why I ended up using the long ones is because the short ones I have are already on another project, and lazy me, I did not want to go that route of changing. The entire scarf is 70 inches long before I put the frills. 70 inches long, and let's see how wide it is. It is 11 inches wide. So I think 11 inches wide is not bad for someone who's in a very cold area. To achieve 11 inches wide with this particular yarn, the Chunky Yarn Seal brand made in Kenya, I cast on 50 stitches. So this is 50 stitches of this yarn, Seal and Chunky. I think you would achieve the same width with 50 stitches of any other chunky yarn. I think it is possible. However, if you want to do a similar scarf and you want to use thinner yarn, thinner than this DK weight yarn, then you have to add more stitches because 50 will give you such a small or a thinner scarf. Let me show you what I have. You see this is also 50, but this yarn is DK yarn. It's thin. I use a size 4 needle on this one, and 50 stitches is actually 6 inches, so half of the chunky one. So again, remember, whatever yarn you choose, you have to consider that that yarn will not give you the same gauge as the yarn that I have used. So what have we covered so far? We've covered the type of yarn that I have used, the needle size that I have used, and we've covered the stitches that I cast on to give me this width. The width is 11 inches and the length of the scarf is 70 inches. That's done. So moving on is how much yarn I used for this. I have used 4 skeins. Okay, not 4 completely because I have this left. So when I started, the brown was like slightly over half. I had used that yarn, and that is why I have much less left than this. So I have used, let me say, 1.5 of this and 1.5 of this. So those are how many? 1.5, 1.5, 2, 3. In total, 3 skeins. But because you're using 2 different colors mixed together, it's going to be a purchase of 4 skeins. And then you'll be left with your balance, which you put in your stash. And then you figure out what you can do with this after that. But I guess because I'm still cutting the thread for the frills, I'm going to use a little more than this. So my stash is not growing with a lot of yarn. The next thing that I want to share with you is the stitch that I used. Knitting is very simple because knitting is purl and knit. In those who speak my language, which is French, ogatuma keroge, nogatuma gekeye. That's it. So in this particular one, I did purl 1, knit 1 all the way, and then I would do purl 1, knit 1 to the end and back. So those are 2 rows with 1 color, so that I only had to change the yarn from one edge only. So if I do beige, I'll go purl 1, knit 1 all the way, similar to the ribbed, and then coming back the same. Now, when I change the color to the brown for the 3rd row, I interchange. Where I did a purl, I do a knit, and then I interchange for those 2 rows with a different color. And that is what I have done. 2 rows of purl 1, knit 1, and then interchange on knit, do purl, and on purl, do knit. And this is the result of that. So this is what you get. This is the pattern you get when you do that. 2 rows of purl and knit. I like it because it looks like a seed stitch, but it's not really seed because these are 2 rows. And because of the rows of the colors, it gives it a very unique look of the same. I believe if the same pattern was done on one solid color, it would look very different. So alternating the 2 colors and alternating 2 rows each of the purl 1, knit 1 makes this look very different from when you do it on a solid color, one single color. So like maybe beige alone or brown alone. So it's very different. I think in the next video or sometime after this, I'm going to do it in solid color so that you can actually be able to compare what I'm talking about. But in essence, what I'm trying to tell you is that this choice of the pattern, the alternating knit 1, purl 1, and the alternating 2 colors also has formed a beautiful, beautiful pattern and fabric at the end of it all. It looks amazing. So I think that's all I can say about this scarf. Oh, there's the time it took. I have taken 5 days of knitting, and in each and every day I have been doing my knitting about an hour in the morning. There's a day I didn't knit in the morning at all. Actually 2 days I did not knit in the morning. So 3 days I've done an hour in the morning, and in the evening I put in between 7, let's say 7 o'clock to midnight for those days. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, those are 5 hours for 5 days. That's 5 times 5, 25 hours plus 3 hours. So about 28 hours, 28 to 30 hours in total is what I have spent this. Of course, that time depends on your speed. I would say my speed is average, and so I am not as fast as some people. I've seen people who are fast in their knitting. That's the making of this scarf. I hope you have learned something from this, and I hope this is something that you have liked and you would like to make for yourself or for your loved ones, or even for selling. Let me know if this is exciting to you. It's a very easy knit. It's perfect for beginners. It's perfect for someone who's looking for a simple, elegant, and unique scarf without having to scratch their head and pull their hair out with complex patterns, because it just forms a really beautiful pattern. So let me know if you like the scarf. Let me know if you would like to do it. Show me when you do it. Please share. Tag me on Instagram. I go by the same name. What will I knit next? You can mix as many colors as you want of Cillian. So I would love to see vibrant choices. Yes, vibrant choices of colors that you guys are going to mix to make this. I think since we're heading to the cold season in March, so January, February, I'll make several more. When I started doing the Chui scarf, it's the one that sold most this year. So it has a special place in my heart, and I will do more there. But let's see, you do yours first, and let's see the color combinations you're gonna do, because I'm just so excited to see that. Otherwise, I hope you like this video. It's a short one, brief, and it's what they call kiss. Simple and sweet. And if you come this far, please give this video a thumbs up if you like it, or give it a thumbs up to help me build on my algorithm. Share it with anyone who you know who's looking for a scarf to make that is beginner friendly, or that is a quick knit and easy to make and still looks fabulous. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I would really appreciate that. And I love you all, new viewers, returning viewers, old viewers. You're all amazing. I love you, and Merry Christmas. See you. Have a good night too, because this is happening at night. It is.